Gotta always be ready.
Ready for anything. Speaking of which, hello. Welcome to another episode of the Third Leg Show. It is season 3, episode 23. It is July 12th, 2023. And how's your week been, Shu? I had a voice crack.
It's been a week. Shout out being a dad. Other than that, I mean, I'm just happy we finally have enough stories to have a fucking show every week again.
Yeah, well, let's hope it continues, but in like a good way. Like good news comes out. Cause, I don't know if you've, there was a lot of bad shit the last 2 weeks, so.
Horrible!
I got some good stuff. You got some decent stuff now, so. But yeah, so anything interesting or just being a dad?
Just being a dad. Fuck. I mean, not really. I scheduled a ride along, for like a paramedic shit. And hopefully I can get on with that shit. But in the meantime, that's about it. What about you?
Yeah. Well, you know, I finally got paid for my vacation. So I'm happy about that. And then they just hit us with, did you know Prime Day was happening this week? Or like yesterday and today?
I only know about it because apparently Spoon was saying he's now broke.
Yeah, he spent like all his money on it or something. Apparently they're not good at advertising Prime Day anymore for some reason. But there doesn't seem like there's much good stuff on there. It seems a lot like the Steam Summer Sale where it's kind of just flat this year. Kind of like last year, so.
I'm going to be 100% honest. Every Prime Day has been kind of fucking dog shit.
Yeah. It hasn't been good for a while, but apparently a lot of people thought it was good because we're just getting a lot more shit now from at work for it. So I've never seen so many bicycles being bought, and not like normal, like, you know, ride your bike out in the open world and stuff like that. No, I mean like the workout bikes. Apparently a lot of people are buying workout bikes right now. Just sit at home and ride that instead. So I'm very confused. But one of the things that I've been doing this week that has just kind of taken over my YouTube feed is Mythical Kitchen has like a little series going on called like Last Meals and stuff like that. Have you watched it? So I have a question. I guess you can already ask. What would your last meal be if you know?
Oof.
Yeah, I've taken a lot of time to think about mine. So
what do you got?
You don't have, I'll say this quickly: is you don't have to answer this week if you don't want to. You can answer when you have an idea of it. But my list pretty fucking long. I won't lie, but I'm not thinking of these as like really big meals, right? Just like small like side dish things a lot, and then like some, you know, some things are bigger, obviously. So I have French onion soup with cornbread croutons because I love French onion soup a lot, like Rhett does. But have you ever had it with cornbread croutons?
No, I didn't even know cornbread croutons are a fucking thing.
If you ever make cornbread and it becomes super dry, you just turn that stuff into croutons, and it's so good. It gives like a really nice sweet flavor to it. For my drink, I would have Nuka-Cola, which in this version, it's 1 part Coca-Cola, 1 part Mountain Dew, and 2 parts cream soda. I'm gonna die. This is my last meal. Might as well just go all out with the sugar, right? I have Chili Mac with beans, bacon, and cut up Polish dogs. A Whopper from Burger King with extra crispy fries. 2 whole pepperoncini peppers. Salmon belly nigiri with mango yogurt soju, and a slice of cheesecake, a slice of key lime pie, mango sticky rice, and an orange creamsicle root beer float.
Jesus fucking Christ! Yeah, you should. It would have been faster if you would have told us what you don't want.
I don't want spaghetti. I don't want steak. I want this stuff. I don't know why, but all of this stuff just sounds like, I don't know, just sounds like something that I would eat on my way out of this mortal coil. So, I mean, the Whopper makes sense. We've gone through all of that. Chili, like homemade chili, was like one of the first meals that I was able to like make on my own without, you know, burning down the kitchen or making ramen or cereal or whatever, right? I don't know why pepperoncini peppers just are really fucking good. They're like banana peppers, just not as bitter. A lot more spicy. Obviously, sushi is sushi. You can't go wrong with sushi. And then just cheesecake, key lime pie, and all that stuff is just, that's just ultimate dessert to me. So
I know one thing that would be on there for sure for me.
Which is.
Do you have Safeway?
No. Arizona did, but I haven't been there in like 3 years.
Did you ever get their fried chicken?
No, but I know what you're talking about, of like that kind of fried chicken.
I had that for a cheat meal, and oh my god, that shit is the greatest fried chicken. Fuck off Popeyes. Fuck off overpriced Southern man. This is Safeway chicken is where it's at, dude. It ain't fucking around.
I was thinking about putting like fried chicken on my list and stuff like that, but the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I don't really know if chicken in general deserves to be on my list that much right now. I don't know why. I just my brain today was just like, I have a great distaste for chicken right now, so I haven't put fried chicken on mine, but that does sound really good. But yeah, I just watching those and thinking about like, what would my last meal be if I had to choose something? Like if I knew I was gonna die like tomorrow or something like that, this would be on the list because I feel like it's pretty cheap to make too. The Whopper's not that expensive, but yeah. So.
I'm surprised you wouldn't ask for like 50 Whoppers.
No, I can't do that to my body again. Even though I'm dying, I can't do that to my body again. That one time I had 6 Whoppers and 6 Impossible Whoppers. That'll haunt my dreams for the rest of my life. I can't. My stomach just hurts thinking about it right now. But yeah, give it a think through of what you might want for like your last meal. Include like some drinks as well, you know. So I think it'll be an interesting thing. But I mean, yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing with my week. Just watching Mythical Kitchen and thinking about what would I eat. You know, that's really about it. So quickly jumping into some gaming news that I have here. I have this thing that has been popping up multiple times throughout like the last week, saying that video games that came out pre-2010 are almost nearly impossible to get anymore. And it's saying 87% of them. Do you think that is true? Now, keep in mind, these are not like games that you can emulate. Like, obviously you can emulate all of these games.
You know, because you own them.
Yeah. But they're saying like games that you can go out and still like buy from like
the physical copy.
Yes. So, do you think that's true? 87%?
I feel like it. I mean, that was like the peak time of like motherfuckers throwing shit around and breaking shit.
Yeah. They're saying like 89% between like 1975 and 1979 aren't really available anymore. And obviously the 90s and to 94 are like a good like decent percentage. I can't find the percentage. That everything is in weird numbers. But yeah, less than 3% of games released before 1985 remain in print today. Stuff like that. So some things are saying is like Commodore 64 are pretty much abandoned at this point. A lot of the like PlayStation 2 games are no longer available. And now Nintendo is part of this list because like the 3DS and Wii U shop closed. So they're starting to say like a bunch of those games are becoming endangered, as they put in the article. So I just thought it was interesting thinking back. Again, a lot of like thinking back to like younger days stuff this week for me. Of just like the games that I played back then and like how easy it would be to get like a physical copy of them now. It does seem pretty hard now. Like, think of it like Pokemon games, right? Like going to like the Game Boy Advance and the DS, even to like Game Boy Color. Like those games are like $200 now just for a copy of them. So I don't know. It was interesting to think about of just 87%, they say, pre-2010. Critically endangered.
Fuck off.
Yeah. I don't know if they should call it critically endangered, because, again, it's sad that you can't get a physical copy, but all of these games, you can emulate if you own them, or previously owned them. So, I don't know if I'd really put them in a category like endangered animals. But that is something that's just been going around on my page. couple other things. Did you notice Twitch is apparently adding like a TikTok kind of thing to their
No.
thing now?
No.
So they're adding stories and like a shorts thing, which I think should just be clips, but all right. To it so that you can help find like newer streamers to watch. My guess is this is gonna come out and all it's gonna be is like big streamers. What do you think?
I mean, it always is. It's. I mean, to be fair, what are they supposed to do? There's too many small people to promote them. Like, how do you pick then? That'd be impossible.
I think it's supposed to be like how like the algorithm is going off of your taste of things that you liked on this and stuff like that, right? Like
they kind of had this already. Wait a minute.
Exactly. Yeah.
The fucking clips you may like.
The clips you may like, streamers that are like similar to the ones that you watch now, stuff like that on like their homepage, right? All of this stuff they've already had. And I feel like Twitch already had like their TikTok thing with clips going on, and then like you could go and watch a whole YouTube video of like just like greatest fail clips on Twitch and greatest like clips on Twitch for like the week and stuff like that, right? Which is like funny things that you submitted. Do you remember that? Like Twitch fails?
Yes.
Yeah. So they kind of already had this just from the community doing it, and now they're trying to implement this feature into like, it looks like they're trying to do it on their mobile app, which Twitch mobile app is the worst thing
fucking
ever.
garbage.
There's no way that this is gonna fix it.
There's people who are like, it's like, if I'm not streaming, I'm usually just listening to like ASMR, and people bitch and moan about how busted that shit is, and I didn't realize how bad it was till I started fucking around with it. It's not good. Half the time you can't even sub.
You can't sub.
Can't follow.
Following is like practically impossible on that thing. It is so hard to find both of those buttons if you can even find them, which you can't do if you have the stream full screened with the chat on the side of it. Bits cost more because you're going through like,
that's the other thing,
Google apps and stuff like that. So subs also cost more if you're like trying to gift subs. If you try to donate like using like their about page and stuff like that, it closes the stream. Because it normally would put it in like a mini player, right? If you click on a link or something like that. It doesn't do that on their app. It just closes everything. Like it closes it to open up like the donation thing for it. So you can't even watch what happens in time. It's a whole mess on their thing, and it doesn't make sense. However, I will say this, just because I recently downloaded the Kick streaming app on my phone because a bunch of my friends moved from Twitch to Kick. Twitch's app is way better than Kick's, because on Kick you can't even find a place where like you can't find where who you're following is streaming on the app. You have to look them up to find them. There's no little thing about like these are your people who are streaming that you follow. It's all like just a front page and then your account pretty much, and then a search. That's it. So Twitch, way better than that. Obviously, they're still saying Kick's in beta, which it's just gonna die. I'm gonna be honest. Kick is gonna die. So
all of them do. Like all of them do, and it's just because they just let literally like their whole thing is like, oh, we let anyone on here, and you can do whatever you want, and we're not gonna like govern it. Shocking. There's some fucking weirdos out there, and then it just immediately distastes the mass. Like it's just like, all right, whatever, fuck off.
Yeah, they're gonna say you can do whatever you want, and then all of the like weirdos and stuff like that are gonna start streaming all their porn and whatnot, and then they're gonna add in like on their terms of service, like, okay, you can't do that stuff, so we're gonna start removing them people. So now you have both groups that dislike you: the people who want to do that and the people who saw it there, who were like thinking it was interesting. Now all just turning away. The other day. The other day, I was just going through Kick to see like what kind of weirdos were streaming on there after one of my friends stopped streaming. There was straight up a dude just masturbating with his full screen camera on Kick.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Just, it's bad. It's so bad. I don't understand it. There's another thing with Kick that's happening where they're saying like getting like affiliated or like becoming partnered with Kick. They're going to pay you $5 an hour for streaming on their service, and that's not going to work.
No, because
there's no way that can work.
What about sleep streams? You're gonna
Sleep
pay someone to
streams.
sleep, like or just someone who just leaves it on and is not doing anything.
Yeah, especially if they're like partnered or something like that, and they actually have that as an option. There's no way you can make money off of that. There's no way.
They're gonna
You're
bankrupt
lose
the
so
company. The other thing, I just learned this. I guess the people who are in charge of like running Kick is a company that owns like a fucking casino. Because that's who I want fucking around with my money, is the guy who runs a casino. No thanks.
It makes sense of why on Kick I always see so many gambling streams too. It's because they don't care. Because it's ran by someone who runs a casino. It makes sense now. So, oh my gosh. It's going to die. And I can understand why all my friends want to move there. But I'm going to see, it's not going to pan out for them. I feel bad, but that's what's going to happen. So, but yeah, I guess Twitch is going to roll out their new TikTok thing. Yay. A quick little update on some Utah news is they're moving forward with phase 1 on that gondola.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
The almost $1 billion gondola is being made. Before they said $500 million, right? Now they're saying it's gonna cost at least $729 million to make it. So it's not gonna be done for a few years, but I still remember the deal that we made about the what were we talking about? That was like air pollution or something like that. If things like the traffic and stuff like toned down, then I'll donate some money. Yeah. So I remember.
Spoiler alert, you already did.
Yeah.
You paid taxes, right? This is recorded.
I do pay taxes, yes.
Well,
yes.
You donated.
I donated to this, but I meant more like I'll donate to a charity if there is a decent change of like a certain, I would say like at least a 2% change in traffic and air pollution in Utah. How about that? So there you go. There's a little update on that. There's not a lot of Utah news going on right now, I'll be honest. There's not a lot of gaming news going on because everyone's talking about endangered video games. But was there some of the things that are happening? Oh, speaking of which, Utah news, real quick. So you know how the U.S. is pretty much on a bunch of sacred Native American land, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, there's a former boarding school in Utah that a bunch of students went on a field trip to. Turns out it used to be a graveyard for Native Americans. They found 12 children skeletons buried underneath the boarding school. And I just think it's wild to me that they built a boarding school on top of it. But yeah, they're saying it's confirmed to be, it was, the school operated from 1904 to 1909 and shut down due to rampant illness. And that just 12 graves under the school. So that's just great to think about. I still think it's wild to me that rather than, sending these kids back to, their family and stuff, they just bury them under the school.
People back then, man, they were different humans. And it was a different time to begin with. So, I mean, you got to keep that in mind. Anytime it's like, Jesus Christ, it's just like, well,
back then it was a different breed of mankind, of how they thought and how they worked, right?
Like, people weren't as smart as they are now. Be like, what do you expect? You expect people to be smart right from the get-go? Fuck out of here.
No, not at all. I mean, back then people probably still believed in like snake oil, right? So, that's
a solid point. That is a very solid. I just now realized that shit was right around the same time. Like, do you think snake oil works? No, that's dumb. So was what they did. So let's just move on, okay? It's horrible. Let's just keep it moving. There's nothing we can do. You got a time machine? No. All right, then let's go.
It still confuses me as a person who lives in the 2020s now of like all of that stuff. But yeah, when you think back to it like that, it makes more sense.
That really frames up that. That is so well said, dude. That is, oh my God, I'm stealing that. You get no credit ever. This is mine.
And that's okay, because I recently stole something from one of my friends for that exact same thing. I'm gonna send you a picture just because this reminded me of that. This is a picture, right? And they're talking about a new, like, a rock climber created a coffee mug that feels like you're hanging onto the edge of a rock to, like, hang on, like, hold the cup, right?
Yeah.
One of my friends put in there, you have to finger that cup like you're trying to play the electric guitar on a labia. So I'm stealing that from him. I don't. It just sums up things perfectly sometimes.
You have to finger that rock like you're a sniper in BattleBit and someone put a claymore behind you and they're telling you to look out.
Greatest time ever, all right? If you're playing BattleBit, you gotta run claymores, you gotta go hunt down camping snipers and just place a claymore behind them and use proximity chat. That was so much fun. Literally earlier today doing that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm about to do it again right after this. If you're a sniper in BattleBit, I'm coming to fuck your ass.
Oh, it was
oh. I mean, I guess this week, like, I've really been living in the whole fucking, like, people are like, yeah, they're like, I'd be like, oh, we're like, someone will die in BattleBit, and they'll be like, oh, they're coming from the tunnel, and it, like, this has been going on for like 2 weeks. I'm just like, they're doing what now? And for some reason, I find it funny every fucking time, and I'm sure it's annoying. I don't care. I still find it funny, and I'm gonna keep hammering those jokes because it's funny.
Oh, I love those jokes. So keep them pumping out.
Fuck yes.
That and just, why did you do that to me? This is against the Geneva Conventions.
What the fuck, man? Why did you guys do that to me?
The responses you get from just killing someone in BattleBit, sometimes it's just the greatest conversations you'll ever have. You literally had a conversation earlier today about goat fuckers. So,
yeah,
this
random man. So, like, I was just playing BattleBit. I'm in a vehicle and I'm just killing people who are in a building, right? These motherfuckers, this random teammate comes up. He's like, hey man, have you played the new Legend of Zelda? I go, no, I've only played like Breath of the Wild. That's it. I need to though. And he goes, oh, do you know anything about it? I go, no. I go, I know you can build stuff. Keep in mind, the game's still playing. Like, we're killing people while we're having this discussion.
Yeah.
So then the guy comes up again because there was like a gunfight, and he comes back up and he's just like, well, do you know anything about it? I go, no. And he goes, well, there's like a goat man in the beginning, and he makes me feel kind of weird. And I'm like, what? What do you mean kind of weird? He goes, he makes me feel kind of light. And I'm like, at first I thought he said white, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, why are you like making you feel white? What does that mean? He goes, no, light. Like, I just really like seeing it. And I'm like, oh, so you just like, a humanoid goat? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, different strokes for different folks. And he's like, what does that mean? And I go, hey, man, I don't have to understand what you like. As long as you like it, that's all that matters. And he goes, oh, yeah, that's cool. And I was like, yeah, maybe you should just run with it. And if you want to have sex with that sort of stuff, be my guest. Like, and he goes, oh, so I should fuck a goat? I'm like, no, don't fuck a goat. Fuck a man goat. And he's like, yeah, we have to say that now after some of these stories I've been reading.
Yeah, we really do.
Yeah, I go, no, just fuck a man goat. He goes, oh, so I should just fuck a man. I'm like, that would be the quickest way. Yeah, that, like, that's just the shortest way. So, BattleBit, single-handedly restoring my faith in humanity one step at a time. I'm not joking you. I played Squad and, like, some other, like, World War II shooter that's, like, super realistic. Those are just filled with racists and, like, armchair fuckers. For some reason, this game, there are racists, and there are people who take this game way too seriously. Yeah. But for the overwhelming majority, it's actually, like, pretty wholesome. Like, half the time you'll kill someone, and it's either a moan, a scream, or they're like, hey, good shit. And then they just move on. I've only had, like, one negative interaction. That's seriously it.
You get a lot of the anger out of people when you use the Suicide C4 fest and kill somebody, because every time I've done that, I'll do it, and I'll start talking to them in, like, the proximity chat, and they'll literally just go, kill yourself. And I was like, I did it for my country. And then they'll just insta-die. Like, those Those are the only times I've had like bad interactions. That or when we really piss off a group of people. But other than that, it's great fun.
I've only
Really
there was one last night. I wasn't streaming it, but one guy was just like, "Man, what do you say?" He's like, "You're fucking gay. Like I was coming for you." And I go, "What the fuck were you doing to me?" And he's just like, "No." And then like his timer runs out. I was like, so like even if they hit you with hostility, you just like have something witty right back, and like it's just like, "Oh yeah, I was just saying that to get a rise out of you." And it's like, I don't know, it's restoring my faith in humanity again.
Yeah, you realize that a lot in this game. I feel like obviously excluding like the racists and all that stuff that are in the game, but you kind of understand like some of the shit talk people do, which it's all for fun. Even in this, because you get more time with them in this scenario. I feel like when they're like bleeding out on the ground and stuff like that. So
fucking drag their dead bodies. You can just like run around with them. Half the time, like I'll die and I'll be pissed and they'll be like, "You're coming with me," and I'll be like, "Oh, so I'm the only friend you have?" And they go, "Yeah." I was like, "Hey man, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that." They're just like, "No, it's cool. I like talking to you." It's fucking fun. God bless proxy chat.
It's so great. The other night we were last story that I have for this. The other night we were playing. I think it was me, you, and JD. A dude kills me, and I was all alone trying to catch up to you guys. And he's like, "Oh, dude, were you all alone? I'm sorry about that." He starts dragging me. He's like, "We're gonna find you a medic to heal you." And he started dragging me towards you guys, like trying to get me there. But my timer ran out beforehand. But he's just yelling at me. "We're gonna take B together. All right, we're gonna do this, you and me." It's just
me and JD were playing, and it was on that map where we did the C4 shit to the snipers or the Claymore, and. Yeah. We were fighting in a tunnel, and me and this guy kept running into each other, and I found him, and I was like, "Man, I was just trying to leave the tunnel." He's like, "All right, man, we're going to get you out of this tunnel." So he drags my body. JD comes up and kills him. So then JD picks me up, and I'm like, "All right, man, we're going to make it to the end of the tunnel." And he's just like, "I see the light." I'm like, "You stay away from that." He's like, "No, the light of the tunnel." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's fine." It's just
the greatest.
It's fucking spectacular, dude. I love it.
Yeah, more games need proximity chat. It's the same fun that I like. BattleBit is the same kind of fun that I'm having proximity chat wise with like Warzone 2.0, because I have like a little group of people that love playing that game, so I'll always get on there, and they barely ever use proximity chat. But if I hear someone talking in proximity, I'll just start talking back to them. My friends will hate it because they're like, "You're gonna give away our positions." They're like the tryhards of the game, right? Oh. Yeah, but I'll just be like having a really nice conversation with some dude who's speaking a completely different language than me. Like we're trying to understand each other. We'll be like laughing at each other, and then we'll try to kill each other. But it's the greatest fun I've ever had. It's just with proximity chat. And I mean, Counter-Strike used to have proximity chat, or not really proximity, but like halftime chat with the team before the game starts, and like after the game starts, you could like talk to each other a little bit before the game ends.
Yeah.
And that was always my favorite thing. And then they removed it like a year or two in while I was still playing it. And like I felt like that's when the community really started to get like super toxic, because no one could actually like talk to each other or like talk shit anymore. Like in person, like with your voice, just through a keyboard. So it felt less personal, you know? So but speaking of BattleBit, we gotta get back to it here in a little bit, so I'm gonna quickly ask you who's your Earth Ambassador or your good egg, if you have any, and then we can get into cunts and clits. Cunts or clits.
I vote to have a new one of you just float around in space like a purgatory. I'm gonna recommend myself. I don't know if I'm good or bad because I'm a bit of a hypocrite, but the other day I heard someone talking shit about someone that I don't like, and I've been really wrestling with the whole idea of like telling them or not, because I hate this person's fucking guts. But, like, at the same time, if I tell him, all that does is start shit. So, like, yeah. I don't know. So I nominate myself for Purgatory.
I will also put myself up there just because I kind of gave you the advice of, like, do you tell him, do you not kind of thing, right? And I'll give my advice out to you guys so you can join us in Purgatory. Which is, if you truly hate the person, you don't tell them. But if you want to see the world burn and you're like, with that person, yeah, tell them just to see what kind of shit starts. So that's kind of the advice I gave you, and I think it works. So, but join us in Purgatory. But any Earth Ambassadors or good eggs for you?
Yeah, no. There's a lot of bad news stories, and it's like bad. So like I don't even want to bring it up because I don't want to shit on the fucking like the little fucking vibe and the fucking mojo we got going on.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. Good egg. I'll find one. You got one?
So for my Earth Investor, just quickly, it's not too bad, but it's more of just like you shouldn't have made these things, right? Mine is whoever made the new Burger King Thailand's new cheeseburger.
God damn it! God damn it!
I know this was probably part of your thing, but I keep up with Burger King news. I'm gonna be honest with you, I do. So I gotta know if they changed the recipe on the Whopper or not. Whoever made this, why the fuck would you make? It's 20 slices of cheese in between their bun.
I don't hate it. I don't fucking hate it. You slather ketchup, mayonnaise, and like one little frilly piece of lettuce, I'm in.
I can't. Like, that's obviously for me as someone who can't really eat dairy anymore, right? I would give this a shot. Don't get me wrong, but I saw someone trying to eat it. It did not look good. I saw a video of someone trying to eat this. It's not even like melty cheese or anything. It's literally just cold slices of just their cheese on there. So, I don't know how I feel about that. And then my other Earth Ambassador, same thing with food related, is whoever made the Grimace Happy Meal, birthday Happy Meal. That shit looks so gross.
Fucking horrible, right?
It looks so bad. Who wants to eat something purple? It's the same problem I had with like the Burger King like Spider-Verse meal or like their Black Whopper or something like that, or whatever it was, like the Black Bun Whopper or something. No one wants to eat that stuff.
Well, the Black Whopper and the Red Whopper I was kind of into. That one I'm fine with. Like, I understand it. Purple is just an odd thing. Like, a liquid, I feel like if you're trying to, like, get people to drink horrible stuff, a liquid's much easier than food.
Yeah, for sure. Purple food is weird, but, like, I can understand, like, a purple drink, right? Like, I think there's, like, a smoothie or, like, a milkshake that is purple.
Grape soda.
And I always grape soda. I always associate purple, like, milkshake and stuff to, like, blueberries. Because they're more purple than they are blue. So, I don't know. It's just, purple food is just weird. It's the same problem I have with green eggs and ham, alright? And you can fight me on that, Dr. Seuss. But, yeah. Other than that, my good egg is Ali Al Ghamdi. I'm sorry, I butchered that. But, this guy, he couldn't have children, so he's been going around Africa and kind of, like, becoming, like, a father figure to a bunch of orphans. 7,000, to be exact.
Jesus, how do you have that much fucking time?
Yeah. I don't know how he has that much time. But he also doesn't have that much money because from the stories that I've kind of looked up on this guy, apparently he just keeps taking out loans. So,
oh, no.
And he says that he doesn't want donations. So he's just been going out there.
I just want to fuck my shit up.
Yeah, for real. He's just going out there taking care of kids and doing stuff like that. And I think it's great. Yeah. Don't you hate it when YouTube instantly opens up YouTube Shorts?
Oh, my God. I had a good news thing, and I went to look at my history, and it's just YouTube Shorts. It's like, all right, I guess not. Yeah, I guess I'll go fuck myself.
It happens. I understand. There's that, and I guess during some kind of like football game or something like that, there was a cat hanging off the stadium, and they caught it. So
this was a while ago.
Thing that happened. Yeah, I just saw this. So, but good on them. So.
My good egg is the YouTube channel AI Telly. They had a 3D reconstruction of what happened to the submarine. And, I mean, I knew it was like a pretty quick thing whenever it happened. Like, they probably heard one creak and then that was it. So they just out there reaffirming people that, like, yeah, they really didn't feel anything. Like, it was just over. Like, the lights all of a sudden got turned off. Yeah.
So, it's always nice to remember, like, they didn't die in pain.
Just dumb.
It was just sudden. Yeah, just definitely dumb, but without pain. So that's always good to remember. But you want to give some consequence?
Yeah, I'm gonna warn you. This week's a little thin, but it's enough to get it done. So we're gonna get right into it. So I'm gonna post this video for you, and I will describe to.
Swear to God, if it's another squid, I'm going to be so upset.
It's not, but that story showed up in the other podcast that I watched. So there's that video. Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, just don't Google the name. Where did this take place? Here's a hint: Northwest. What's happening is that at a horse racing track, apparently there's a yearly event where they just line up people's grandparents and tell them to fucking run. The cool thing about this is that right as it starts, there's like 15 people, and they are moving. At the end of this race, like 13 finish, and that's because I think two older people were taken out by a sniper shooting at hamstrings. Because there's some olds that just fuck it, like they'll show it in slow-mo towards the end. There's a lot of people just out here pulling hammies. Like, it's just the leg doesn't want to fucking bend anymore, but the body's still going, and they just eat shit. And it's still funny as fuck. That should have been enough for you to get through it. Where did this happen? In the Northwest?
Northwest of the U.S.?
Yeah.
Okay. Northwest. Oh, I mean... Idaho?
This is Washington.
Oh, that makes sense.
Shout out to JD for this. This is the only reason I know about this.
This is the thing that actually happens, huh?
I'd take place in it. I'd get my hammy blown out.
I would definitely want to give this a shot. I used to be a track sprint. Oh my god, that poor man! Oh my god.
The first guy or the second guy that fell?
Both of them.
The first guy just fell because it was too much for that body to handle. The second guy, I think his hamstring cramped. Like that, he goes to lift his leg and it just don't go. And he just eats shit, dude.
I really like the guy who's wearing a crown and a cape in the slow-mo.
Oh, yeah, like he's the king of something. Apparently he's the king of lost hamstrings. Like this dude.
Yeah. That was fucking amazing to watch.
So yeah, there's that. Shout out old people giving us all a laugh. This Midwest state is selling a missile silo that they refurbished for $750,000.
Oh man, Utah used to have one of these available too. I'm pretty sure.
I see. I didn't know how much it was like the unfurnished one cost. It was over $500,000 to buy, and so they made it a place where you can live, and now it's $750,000.
I'm gonna go with Missouri on the Midwest, but
Nebraska.
Would you live in one?
Hell yeah,
I would.
Now see, this isn't me. I never did this, but I heard rumors that like out in eastern Colorado there was one in Deerfield. And people would go there and just kind of like hang out in there. Of course, they said it was haunted. Yeah, but rumors, it never happened. But it was just cool to go to. But you had to like sneak up roads and shit, supposedly.
Yeah. The people you heard this from. So
yeah, I wouldn't do it because that's criminal trespassing. So, but yeah, I've always wanted to go, but I obey the law.
I've always wanted to go. I never visited one personally, but I did like walk through one in the Metro series. At one point you're kind of like living inside of a missile silo, so that always enticed me just to kind of see what it was like. Obviously, the problem is going to be with heights of how tall a missile silo is.
Reportedly, it is bad. Definitely
gonna have problems with that as a person who does not like heights. But did you know that in Utah they make like those like rubber rings in like missiles and stuff like that for them?
That's where they manufacture them?
Yeah, they make them here. I don't know why, but they do. And we're supposed to be doing testing on them to make sure that they don't crack in cold temperatures. And I guess we failed that one time when a teacher went up to space, but
who's counting? Am I right?
Yeah, come on. It's not our fault, all right? I still do want to go visit one, if it's possible.
Yeah, if it's legal, of course.
A tour, yeah, through a tour or something like that. Or if I get to buy one and live there. But yeah.
Yeah, so supposedly the heights, they are not good.
Yeah.
If you got
I've
a problem
seen
with heights, don't go. Don't go. That's why I never went.
If I can't see the
actually.
ground.
Yeah. It's not good. Supposedly, someone threw a glow stick down there, and it was a long fall. It was like, okay, gonna go back in the tube is what they told me. So you know.
In this article of them trying to sell, it's now livable, they say, right?
Yeah. So like they refurbish it. I'm guessing they fucking, let me see here. I don't think they mentioned the actual silo.
Did they like do something about the big gaping hole in the middle of the house?
I don't think so. Supposedly, like it's really just like offshoots. Like you go down a hallway and then there's just the silo right there. It's not in the middle.
Okay.
Who chronicled the space's transformation in a YouTube video, added a full kitchen and a 3/4 bath. So it sounds like they only did one room. To the bunker, as well as luxury vinyl plank flooring, a movie theater screen, a popcorn machine, and a foosball table. I wanted to sell it as a turnkey. You could literally live down here if you wanted to. If you wanted to property? What? You could literally live down there if you wanted to property?
Probably.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, reading it, like actually reading the article, I don't understand how this is $750,000.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But could you imagine, like, being on the railing of, like, the actual silo tube and then having a projector above you just projecting a movie onto the side of the silo? That'd be pretty cool.
I hope not. Supposedly, everything echoes. Everything. Even, like, you know, shoes dragging on the floor. Like, obnoxious amounts of echo.
Yeah.
All right. Rush, not Rush. Does Rush now... Oh, yeah, I told you. There's not a lot. Does Rush now have the greatest collection of toothbrushes?
No.
Yeah, correct. This is an Ontario woman by Kelly Hardy. Oh, gosh. Of Mississauga. Mississauga. Okay.
Okay. That is.
Yep, Canada. It's a made-up place. I was like, that's so interesting, that toothbrush. I never bought it the first time I saw it, but I kept thinking about it for weeks. Like, I'd see it, and I'd say, I need that toothbrush. And it was, she's talking about a toothbrush with a built-in floss dispenser. Her collection now features 1,618 toothbrushes. You know, like all the characters from different movies. Quote, I still love toothbrushes. I still like to hunt. Hardy says this human's very interesting. Hardy said she had to have all of her toothbrushes laid out on a table at a local school gymnasium for the official count. She said each piece had to be individually counted on video. It took about 40 minutes to just count from 1 to 1,618.
Okay.
We took the record. Oh, wait. Canada's not us. Canada took the record from Russia. The previous record was 1,320 by, who used to have it, Gregory Fleischer.
Okay.
At least it wasn't something from England, because then it's just like, oh, that's why you got fucked up teeth. One guy owns all of them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Well, it can't be Europe, because they don't own toothbrushes to begin with.
All right. Did David Rush serve more than 17,000 pancakes in 8 hours?
No, but where was this and when can I get some pancakes?
This is not David Rush. This is the organizers of an annual rodeo and festival in Alberta, Canada. The Calgary Stampede. Yeah, I know. I'm not going there either. That's disgusting. An annual exhibition, rodeo, and festival in Calgary announced pancakes started being served to volunteers at the GMC Stadium courtyard at 6:30 a.m. and started being served to the public when the doors opened at 8 a.m. The official Twitter account said that a total of 17,182 pancakes were served by the end of the 8-hour period.
Jeez.
Oh, yep, there they are. Guinness World Records adjudicator Brittany Dunn was on hand to observe the attempt. She ended up disqualifying 15 of the pancakes for various reasons, but that still left enough to break the previous record of 14,208.
Fuck you, Guinness.
Fucking nerds.
Yeah.
How do you disqualify a pancake?
It's too much shaped like a penis. I don't know. Is it not made properly? Is it not fully eaten? Like what?
Yeah, I don't fucking know. It wasn't perfectly in the middle of the plate.
There was no butter served with it. There was no maple syrup served with it. I don't.
Yeah, there was 2 pads of butter on that one. Disqualified.
Yeah.
Speaking of food, does David Resch operate?
Rush.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know. David Koresh. I'm sorry. All right. David Rush. Does David Rush operate the longest running, what's the exact word? Longest running humane snail racing world championship?
No, but this sounds awesome.
Well, it is till you realize it's in England. This is the first one since the COVID-19 pandemic. The event was founded by Tom. Holy fuck, I know you guys created English, but Jesus Christ. The event was founded by Tom Elwes? E-L-W-E-S. Elwes?
Elves?
I think it's Elwes. Elves? I don't know. In the 1960s after he attended a snail racing event in France. The race featured snails attempting to cover a distance of 13 inches. The world record of 22 seconds was set by a snail named Archie in 1995. The top-ranked prize in the race is a tankard of lettuce. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
This one's going to be very tough, so I need you to put on that thinking cap and get down to business. Does David Resch now own the record of passing a 130.5-pound weight between his hands?
Thinking cap isn't really working right now. I think I gotta take it to my hat guy, but I'm gonna say yes.
Yes, this is him. Yeah, I don't know. He did it 100 times.
Nice. He really is on some kind of like
yeah, but he's
gym
not
phase.
It's not like this dude's yoked. Like
obviously.
He just looks like a normal dude. It's just like we're passing around a 130-pound dumbbell. All right.
It's just still cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool, but like if I told you someone's hucking around a 130-pound dumbbell, it's not that guy that you are imagining.
Yeah, no, I'm also thinking that person's trying to murder people because he's hucking it around, but yeah, you definitely don't expect it to be Rush.
No. I don't know how that promotes STEM, but here we are.
Physics, maybe? Is that part of
I mean,
STEM?
if that's the case, the pancake guys have physics too.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Why. I don't know why, but every time I think of pancakes now, I'm like, what would a cornbread pancake taste like?
I'd fuck around with that.
Yeah, that sounds really good. But anyway, you have anything to plug before we end it?
Just be good to each other. It's easy to hate, hard to love. Get with it.
Mm-hmm. Let's spread some good news around so, we don't have to talk about all that grim shit.
For fucking real, dude. The amount of people who are just being murdered and found in terrible places is not good.
Yeah. Recently read something about something that happened in Utah, like in 2020. I won't bring it up here, but if you want to look it up, recent things just came up about it. So, but anyway, thank you so much for listening. You guys have a good week, day, night, whatever it may be. And bye-bye.